Welcome back. You're still watching Fut-Afrique, the only show that allows you to discover the African continent through its football. It's that part of the show where we put the spotlight on women's football. And this week, we turn our attention to the COSAFA Women's Championship, a competition that takes place year in, year out. South Africa is the preferred host nation of this competition, South Africa also being a team that has won the title 7 times. Zambia, the reigning champions. 12 teams have assembled in Gauteng, divided into 3 groups. The big question is, who will reign supreme? Jess joins me as we have this conversation. How you doing?
I'm good, Mama. How you doing?
I'm great. I was about to say, why are you not in Durban? But then I remembered because I'm here.
You have no excuse not to go to the games. We are attending, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, we are attending.
Okay, fair.
I mean, 6-time host, we really need to do justice. I'm good. I'm super excited.
Really excited for this one. Just your personal thoughts around the COSAFA tournament. If you were to ask me, I normally say that this is a competition where I believe it should be a development competition and give new stars an opportunity.
Yes.
Where, do you get what I mean?
Yes,
like your Barbara
definitely.
Funders, that's fine, they can go to AFCON.
Yes.
COSAFA, give the young ones an opportunity.
It's interesting that you say that, because if we look at all the teams that are currently participating, the countries, they are missing, some of the
Key
core players. Because I think for another side, it's just a break. We know with Banyana having come from USA now with the friendlies that they played in preparation for the second leg of the qualifiers for WAFCON. And, with other teams in the Hollywood Bets League that's still running, we've got Mamelodi Sundowns who's going to CAF. So most of their key players from different teams are really on a break. Sedi Lame from Botswana is not also going to be included. Tolagele also from Botswana is not going to be part of the squad. We also know Rabale from Lesotho. So there's a lot of key players that are, resting, and it's a good thing that we see the inclusions of the young ones and the upcoming ones that are really making, their names. And to also speak about Banyana, we saw the starting lineup as well. It was new names. Yes, there were some players that we have seen, the twins, Shamas, actually they both scored in that match. We saw that Wendy and Delia is also back, but I think the small pieces of the new ones and the pieces of experience definitely does work well when it comes to these kind of games.
Yeah, an opportunity for these stars to also put up their hands, because we do normally say that women's football in the country will only get better if we have game time.
Definitely.
And if we don't give the young ones an opportunity, it's not going to grow.
100%.
Right?
And, even when we speak about the whole entire tournament, now there is an introduction of VAR from the semifinals all the way, to the final game. So that just goes to show in terms of what upliftment and improvement we're actually doing in the game. We want people to, walk away with victories knowing that it was a fair win. Yeah. So there's obviously improvement in the technical team, improvement in the players, as well as improvement just holistically around the COSAFA games.
Yeah, let's talk about the groups that we currently have. We've got 3 groups, Group A, B, and C.
Yes.
3 teams at group, 3, 6, 9, 12,
yes.
4, 8, 12, 3, 6, 9,
4, 8, 12.
4, 8, 12.
Yeah.
Yes. Maths. Girl math. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. 4 teams a group, right?
Yes.
But Zimbabwe being back.
Yes.
Botswana, obviously, Zimbabwe was going through that thing where they were banned and then now they're back.
Yes.
Are you expecting much from them?
I actually am, because we know that they've actually done quite well in this competition, and them having to miss out last year, they're obviously coming back to make sure that they're still contending. And I'm hoping that in the time that they were not part of this competition, they were doing the work in order to make sure that they come back stronger. And I mean, looking at the group that they're in a very difficult group. We mentioned that they're also in the same group with Botswana, who had last year, we had Barbara Banda walking away with 10 goals as the top goal scorer. And in second place was Khanya Ndiwi with the second place. Yeah. So I think her being in that group is going to make it a little bit difficult for Zimbabwe, but I really do believe that they are a team that we've seen in the past that has done quite well in this campaign, and I think that they're going to come back strong. It's almost like we won't see them coming.
Yeah, I know you're going to go for South Africa, but is there a team that you're excited to see? Because if you ask me, the development that's currently taking place in Botswana excites me a lot, and I think that's why we also see us also getting some of our players from that side.
I was looking forward to a team that's actually not in the group, but maybe we can discuss that a little bit later. You know how, I've just been a big fan of Tanzania, but we're not going to touch on that because they're not in the group. But
also because you're an Amapiano fan.
Tanzania, I see what you did there. I love it. But definitely for me, it has to be Botswana and definitely Zambia. You know, reigning champions. We saw what they did last year in Durban, walking away with the title. And I think they're going to come back, you know, to make sure that they walk away with it again. And they do have solid players. But I also think that they might be going through what Banyana possibly is going through in terms of, you know, resting their players. We know that they are also part of the qualifiers. We were with them at the World Cup, and I think they also just maybe might be resting a couple of players, but I think they're definitely a team to look out for in terms of them wanting to make sure that they have another winning streak when it comes to this. So I'm super excited to see who are the key players that they brought this time. And I'm actually super excited to see which team is actually going to produce the top goal scorers. I mean, Veronica's record still stands at 17. We've seen your Portia Mudises, we've seen your Linda Mutlolo with good, amazing goals. But I want to see if, you know, we can up that 10 this time around. And I believe that there's, you know, great forwards that can definitely take that number up.
What can we do in the COSAFA region of Africa to get excited for this competition? I think even in South Africa, I mean, we're currently in South Africa.
Yeah.
It's not a big hoo-ha.
Yeah.
It's yes, I do understand that it's also up to us as journalists to give them the media coverage.
Yes,
but what more needs to be done for this specific competition? It's been around.
I think the support, individuals going to support the campaign, because if you look at the kind of media and publicity that the COSAFA page on its own is doing, and even the team, some of the teams is doing, I think it's really elevated. You know, if you go to COSAFA right now, you get the minute-to-minute updates in terms of what team played, when are they playing next, what were the results, and that kind of thing. So when it comes to the information being available on social media, I think it's there. It's up to the supporters to really create excitement, you know, and I think maybe people do see COSAFA as more of a warm-up round, you know, and perhaps maybe there isn't a lot of attention or eyeball that's gravitating towards that specific tournament because of that. But I feel like if we actually go and attend the games, I mean, Lucas Moripe is right here, Dobsonville is right here, UJ is right there.
Free.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if we can then change that perception and actually go out in numbers, perhaps we can then hype up, you know, this kind of tournament. And then we will then see, you know, what the amazing African football actually does, you know, when you have the supporters. And, you know, we always speak about sponsorship and brands and that kind of thing. So when we bring the eyeball, definitely we'll see a lot of changes.
Well, there you have it. The COSAFA tournament well in full swing right here in Gauteng, South Africa. 12 teams, 3 groups, 4 teams per group.
Yes.
Girl math today is not having me. Let the best team win. Let's see who makes it all the way to the top. Will Zambia reign supreme yet again, or will they be dethroned? And just like that, Bagaitso, that's another edition of Fut-Afrique done, dusted, and in the bag. It's always a pleasure to do this with you every single Saturday. So make sure that we continue the conversation on social media. Follow us. It is at Fut-Afrique and answer that trivia question. From myself, Itumeleng Khosikhadia Khabanda, Brian Mofokeng, and Jessica Nkomo, as well as the team behind the scenes, let's meet again next week.